Twitter at 3FM927, Facebook at 3FM927, and also on
at the World Cup, and they've kind of built a support system around them to make sure that they have good tournaments. And also just from the technical side, I like that Carlos Correa every now and then comes down to engage with Ghanaians, and he's just, I remember when he took this job, he said this wasn't just a job, it was a mission. And he's tried as much as possible to immerse himself in there. I also understand that they've been doing a lot of video analysis of the England team, and we should expect a different approach to England than we did against Panama, because I think England have different ammunitions. They can hit teams in different ways. So we'll have a few changes in the team. I kind of think that the manager will make a few changes, and he understands the magnitude of this game. If Ghana can get even a draw, that will mean progression to the next round of the World Cup. That is massive. Well, England are one of the favorites, but there's a lot of work to be done defensively. And I had a little chat with one of the defenders who I expect to play. He said, listen, we're all locked in. We really, really want to make a good account of ourselves. And we've seen African countries. Yesterday we saw Cape Verde put up a very good performance, and then Egypt won their first game. So Ghana is capable, of course, in the upset. England are massive, no two ways about that. But Ghana is also a massive country.
Well, speaking of the England match, let me come to you, Solomon. Rahman makes a very good point about how the approach needs to change. Generally, things have to get better than what a lot of Ghanaians saw in that match against Panama. On a scale of proactiveness from maybe 0 to 100, when it comes to attacking, where would you place this scale ahead of the England match? Would you head into that game trying to hold on to the draw and see how the first half goes and then you react, or would you think that the team would play a more open game that we saw against Panama?
I think we should be playing a more open game. England is a nation that doesn't like to play against teams that always want to go toe-to-toe with them. And so obviously if we decide to open up, take our chances, try to take the game to England, obviously we can get very good results. Remember, we have a lot of very good quality players, direct players. Antoine Salom Semenyo is a direct winger. He can slot in as a false number 9 when you need him. We have Fatah Isahaku, who is a direct winger. He can slot in anytime, curve, get the cut in and then get those strikes. Again, we have Kamaldeen Sulemana, who is a speedster, can run on the flanks. We have a lot of talented young players. If we decide to sit back, allow England to have that control of that midfield, we are going to have a huge problem. And so we will have to try to devise a strategy that will make us go toe-to-toe with them. And if we are able to do that, I am sure that we will be able to get a very good result. Maybe we cannot get the win, but I remember in 2011, England had a very good team that played in the friendly match against Ghana. In the first half, they were dominant, and the Carroll getting that goal, we thought that it was going to be an avalanche of goals against the Black Stars. But in the second half, when we decided that, no, we have to go in there and get goals, it means that when we open up, when we are able to get into those pockets of spaces that we did against Panama, in the second half, you saw how we were able to run into spaces to receive the ball. We were not, being shadowed by the Panamanian midfield. We now decided that let's go up front a bit. Let's try as much as possible to create something. And that is when we were able to get goals. I believe that if we are able to assemble a team that is capable to defend as a unit, that is able to defend or attack as a unit, then we might get a result. But when we decide to defend, England has a lot of avenues they can get goals from: set pieces, from long range, because they have Jude Bellingham that can give you that long range. They have Declan Rice, who are very good experts in set pieces. If we are able to block those chances, we'll be able to get a result. Maybe we cannot win, but I think a point will be ideal for us.
Well, it looks as if the consensus here is potentially a draw could be the results that Ghana do target. But Rahman, if Ghana are to get the draw, from your point of view, I mean, we've not seen the last training session yet, which will take place later today. Are you suspecting a back 5, or do you think Hero sticks with a back 4?
No, he's going to do a back 4, but he's going to make changes to the team. I expect a few changes. I wouldn't be surprised if I saw somebody like Inaki Williams in the starting lineup. I think that Inaki has got a skill set that could be really important in this game. He's fast, he's quick, he's tall, and he's used to playing big games. You need that. You need that personality in there. Jonas Ajete has been the star of that back line, and he came into this tournament with a point to prove. The injury to Juku has meant that Ghana has had to find new heroes, and I liked his mindset. He's one of the quietest members of the team, but he's one of the most physical also in the team, and I like that he sees this as a big challenge. Jerome Opoku is tall, he's mighty, he's a man mountain, but I've been following him quite a while, and he's very, very unassuming. I think both two will keep their role. They were very strong together against Wales. They were very strong together against Panama. And then wide backs, I suspect that Senaya will keep his place if his fitness is at the level. I'm not saying he's injured or anything, but I think that some players need a bit more to recover. If his fitness is at the right level, Senaya will keep. Gideon Mensah will keep his place. Midfield, I expect us to go at 3 midfield.
That's Partey return.
Yes, Thomas is going to come back into the team 100%. I tell you, Thomas is going to be key in this. And then Caleb Urenchi. And again, I suspect that Sibo will be in the team. I know Elisha started the other one, but just compact and aggression and ball winning and ball hunting. I think that Corres will go for a 3-man midfield and then attack. Jordan Ayew is untouchable. He's a captain, and like I said, Inaki and Antoine Semenyo. But Brandon Thomas is pushing his way. I think that his electric performance against Panama was quite really good, and I don't know. I feel that there's an energy within the squad where they want to make a point, and normally in my experience that when a team have a point to prove, they are very deadly, and we saw that against Panama in the last minute when everybody thought, okay, the performance wasn't good at all, they still found the win. And at the World Cup, that's what you need. You need to start winning games, you need to get used to winning games, and then you have that personality. So in my view, there will be changes in personnel. There might be a slight change in tactics. But the most important thing I need to really highlight is this, the way this group is quite connected to Ghana. Jerome is more saying like a foreign guy, but he understands the feeling of somebody maybe in Konongo, because he kind of has his dad who keeps him grounded and understands what Ghana means. Brandon Thomas Asante, I'm sure you've seen all the videos. You spoke to him in the mix zone. He's always wanted to play for the Black Stars since he was a kid. And so this is not just another World Cup for him. This is a World Cup that fulfills his dream. And he understands the people in Alajo. He understands that everybody will stop what they are doing to watch this game. And normally when players understand the magnitude of the task, is really, really important going to the game. If they don't make it, it's not for the lack of not trying. This is my feeling.
Well, Roman has given his thoughts on the starting 11, some suspected changes in the team. Solomon, let me come to you. Up front, especially, is where the dilemma is, because if we were to go with what Roman did mention, a front three of potentially Inaki Williams, Jordan Ayew, and Antoine Semenyo, that means that we're going to see Kamaldeen Sulemana, Fatawu Isaaku, Ernest Nuama, and then Christopher Bonsuba and Brandon Thomas Asante all on the bench. It's not a bad option because, sometimes some players are better off coming on in the second half than starting games.
Well, I think if you look at the England setup, their strength is mainly on the wings. Bukayo Saka or Noni Madueke will be running down the right wing, and you have Marcus Rashford or Anthony Gordon. All of them will be running down the left wing, and so you need players that can track back, attackers that can track back to support in defense. Yes, for the left side, we know Antoine Semenyo is going to occupy that, and we've seen him do that with Manchester City, always tracking back, adding a bit of defensive work to ensure that at least at the left side of Manchester City's defense, they don't have much of a problem. Can we say same for the Black Stars? Does he do same for the Black Stars? Maybe this is where I think that the coach would have to have a conversation with him. You need to track back, because that would be one of England's most lethal areas. Again, on the right side, whoever plays there. That's why, for me, I don't agree with we starting Inaki Williams at that side, because it is very difficult for him tracking back and then moving forward at the same time. You need that kind of energy. You need a player that can defend and attack at the same time. That is where, for me, I think that either Enes Niama, Christopher Bonsuma, because we saw him with Akatia in the Saudi Pro League. Super excellent in that position. As to whether he can keep that place, it's up to the coach to decide. But I think that we need players who are going to defend, attackers who are going to defend. Earlier we were having a conversation and I showed you where our major problem was, our first press. If you have seen how the Black Stars set up, our first press is our first point of defense. But then against Panama, we didn't press well in the first half, and that was the main reason why they had a lot of spaces to pass the ball around. But in the second half, when the introduction of Brendan Thomas Asante and other young players came in, you saw we were able to press from the front foot. We were able to close those little gaps where it was the passing zones for Panama, and that was when in the second half, at least in the first 15 minutes of the second half, we were dominant in those areas. Then in the last 15 minutes, that was when we take control of the game and then eventually got the win. I feel that the coach had studied all these little mistakes around the team and definitely is going to correct it. Today is the day where we don't have to make mistakes. We have to get everything right. And just like Raman said, he had opportunity to watch a host of videos of England. They've done a lot of analysis of England. They know their strength. We know that Harry Kane will not play as the main number 9, even though he's the number 9 of the team. He adds that playmaking job. How are we going to stop him from getting onto the ball? Because he's very, very technical, very, very intelligent on the ball. Who is going to be on him? And that is where I think that Kwesi Sibo comes in. He will be that shield for that back line. And then we give Partey and Kalibu Irenchi that opportunity to try as much as possible to conjure magic in that midfield, give us some stability, give us control. That is what Partey is known for. That calmness on the ball, that deep line playmaking job, making sure that you are picking those pockets of spaces, giving up those passes. And I feel that this will be a game that will be around Thomas Partey, but he needs a certain legs because he doesn't have it at this moment. But then the presence of Sibu and then Kalibu Irenchi will do that work for him. At this moment, we might have all the analysis, we can do all the analysis, but the main work will be done by Carlos Queiroz and the technical team, and then the main execution is by the players. But I think that the way they play in Europe, if you are able to get about 60% of those performances, trust me, we might get something out of this game.
Well, England have never lost to an African country in the World Cup. 6 times they've faced African countries. This will be the 7th time that they're playing an African country at the Mundial. They are yet to lose. They've drawn 3 and then they've won 3. The last, if I remember, was 2018 against Tunisia. Yeah. Roman, I mean, it's the records are definitely going for England, and the odds are in their favor. But Ghana would also have an argument that they've never lost the second group game at a World Cup as well. But one man that will be key to this England setup is Harry Kane. Got a couple of goals in the first game against Croatia. Now, the big question for Queiroz is, how does he stop Harry Kane, especially knowing that he drops deep? Do you give him a player that follows him everywhere? Do you pass him around? How do you stop Harry Kane?
I mean, it's difficult. He's one of the best strikers in the world. He's done 60 goals plus. You need to keep an eye on him. You need to keep an eye on his movement. And he plays the game in a different dimension. He can drop deep, and he's quite useful in that. He can stay up, and he's quite useful in that. He can head the goals, as we saw against Croatia. He's quite useful in that. He can create goals. He's quite useful in that. So the issue about Harry Kane is that you need to play as a unit. There's no one way to put him down. I think Ghana has to decide to play with bravery. The teams that have got something out of this tournament are teams that are not timid. Teams that have played. A lot of people are fighting to be in America. And
after this fufu and pepper soup, I will score goals like them.
92.7.
Switzerland, Susia, Turkey, USA, Uzbekistan, Uruguay, Ivory Coast. Let's play football. We gotta drink till we win. Give me the cup, the championship. Told him I'm bringing it back to the crib. Todo el mundo mirando, everybody gritando, la bola girando. Let's go, let's fight, we up tonight. That's right, unite. We going, we live for this moment. We told, we told.
So well at the start of that game, but unfortunately he had to be taken off due to a suspected groin injury. Do you think he's going to be fit in time for this one?
Well, I think it's an unfortunate incident. He was great in the first 5 minutes that he was in post. He was brilliant. He kept Ghana in the game until he was taken out. Do I think he will be fit? I am not a physiotherapist. But based on the injury, the nature of injury he has, and also the number of time he has trained with the team, I think it will be difficult. It will be very difficult for him to be back in post, simply because, one, the turnover time is very minimal. It's a tournament, yes. So the turnover time is very minimal. The first training session, he was not really part. So they did recovery. The proper training session, he did the individual training session. He did not really train with the group. Yesterday, it was gym work. So I was saying that once he failed to train with the group, the proper training session, obviously no coach will put in a goalkeeper who is coming back to train with the team match day -1. Because ideally, match day -1 is not really a proper training session. It's more of tactics and ball work. So because of the turnover time, I really don't feel he will be, even if he will be available, maybe they will try and protect him for the next game, for the third game. I'm sure by then he will be ready fit. Because against England, the goalkeeper will work a lot. It's a game that you need a goalkeeper to work a lot, because England has a lot of offensive-minded players that are very good on the ball. That at least you should expect 3 to 4 saves from your goalkeeper. And groin injury means you have to move a lot. Your reflexes need to be able to work. I don't really think they would set Atizigi up for that matter. And I think the goalkeeper's trainer said that every decision that they will make the decision for the best of the players and then the best of the country. So I really feel it's unfortunate, but I will be very surprised if he is able to be in post, because of the fact that he has not really gotten enough training time with the boys.
Right, so let's listen to the goalkeeper's coach, Gaspar, who stated that they are going to wait and make the decision just before the game.
That we're extremely happy with his progress. It's day by day. Obviously, this is a medical issue. It's an issue also collaborating with head coach Carlos Queiroz. And so we'll take it session by session. But we're optimistic with his progress. And the decision will be made at the right time, at the right moment. But one thing for sure, we always stress that it's team above individual. So any decision that we make, it's in the best interest of the team.
Right, that was coach, goalkeeper trainer Gaspar speaking on Atizigi and how ready he's going to be for that game against England. But Delali, provided Atizigi does not play against England, do you think? And again, Benjamin Asari, who's going to become the first locally based goalkeeper from Ghana to actually start a World Cup game. Do you think this stage might be too big for him, or do you think he's really ready to face the likes of Harry Kane, Jude Bellingham, and the rest of the England squad?
Oh, I think he has faced enough matches. He has played enough matches. I think playing in a World Cup doesn't really matter where you are coming from. It's a matter of temperaments. And I think Asari has that. He has proven that he has that. He has played against Germany. He has played, basically played in tougher games. And also, at the world stage, fortunately for us, or unfortunately, when Atizigi did not last the entire 90 minutes. You know, the first 45 minutes, the second 45 minutes, he was the one that came to continue. So at least Asari has tasted playing at the World Cup. He was part of the Panama game in the second 45 minutes. So it's not like this is going to be his first game at the World Cup, although it's going to be his first starts at the World Cup. Fortunately for us, he played in the Panama game, so at least he understands what the World Cup game is about. He understands seeing the fans in the stadium. And basically, he's ready. And I think he's matured enough. He's experienced enough. And as a player, everybody's hoping for the World Cup, you know. So if you are given an opportunity to play at the World Cup and you can't play, then you are in the wrong profession, I should say. So I think he's ready. We should get the mentality that he's a local-based player, so he doesn't have the gravitas to play. I don't really think so. I think he's ready. I watched him in the Panama game when the stakes were very high. It was our first game. And also looking at the fact that Atizigi has played the 45 minutes without conceding a goal. So at least as you are coming in, that's more pressure because the first goalkeeper did his best, so it's up to you to finish it. And he came, did a brilliant job. Together, they won a game, and the players love him. I think that's the most important thing. It doesn't really matter whether it's Ghana Premier League, it's Europe, Boga, Charlie. The guy is good. And also, this World Cup has proven that it favors old goalkeepers. If you're above 30 years, it's hard for you to lose a match. So maybe his age also, the football gods are favoring goalkeepers that are above 30 years. So maybe it's time for another 30-year-old goalkeeper to also shine.
Maybe he will do the Vozinia and then get so many followers on social media. But we'll see whether Lawrence Atizigi does get the opportunity to start against England. That will be tomorrow live on TV3. Thank you very much, Delali Frank Awuti, for the contribution. But we do have a message here. Pack your bags, Ghana, because 2 people are going to the FIFA 2026 World Cup today, and 2 more tomorrow, and 2 more the day after that. This is the Black Stars World Cup support raffle, and for just 10 Ghana cedis, you could win a full World Cup experience package, return flights, accommodation, and match tickets to all 3 of Ghana's group stage games in North America. And there are consolation prizes too daily. Cash to your mobile money wallet, autographed Black Stars jerseys, VIP fan park tickets, airtime and data bundles, and more. Now, every ticket is your vote for the Black Stars and your shot at being there when they play England, Croatia, and Panama. Dial *899# on MTN, Telecel, or Airtel Tigo. Just 10 Ghana cedis per ticket. The more you buy, the better your chances. 2 winners every day, Ghana to the world. Also, Ghana, listen carefully. 2 of you are going to the FIFA World Cup tomorrow. Now, the Black Stars World Cup support draw raffle is live. And for just 10 Ghana cedis, there are 2 winners who are choosing every single day to receive the ultimate prize, return flights accommodation, and match tickets to all 3 of Ghana's group games at the FIFA World Cup 2026 in North America. And that's not all. Daily prizes include cash straight to your mobile money wallet, autographed Black Stars jerseys, VIP fan park tickets, airtime, data bundles, and more. Don't just watch from your couch. Be there. Dial star 899 hash or MTN, Telesol or Airtel Tigo. 10 CDs. The more you buy, the higher your chances. 2 winners every day. Your time is now. Ghana to the world. And also from Didi Shito, Ifie DNA. We have to acknowledge Didi Shito as well. But we move to the segment that we did start last week, which I told you includes Andrews Sifat Banfu and then Rabbi Edueje. This time it's Andrews who is coming here under the radar. Andrews, what do you have for us today?
Yeah, Bill, you know, the World Cup is getting exciting, and I'm actually fired up for the Black Stars game tomorrow.
Yeah.
But today first, before we think about tomorrow. So for today, it's about this man and then his country, Mohamed Salah, and then Egypt. You know that Egypt are the standard bearers when it comes to African football. And Egypt are obviously the envy of many African countries because of how successful they've been.
Yes.
But one thing which was very elusive for Egypt was that win on the global stage. They had never won on the global stage for almost 100 years.
Wow.
And this dawn, they rectified that. They made sure that they picked up their first victory on the global stage. But they had to do it the hard way. They had to come back from behind against a very resolute New Zealand side. And Mohamed Salah, like I showed you earlier, their enduring figure, he played a starring role with a goal and an assist. He helped them to win by 3-1. But this is how Egypt has fared when it comes to the World Cup. This is their 4th World Cup. They have played 9 games. They've been defeated 5 times. They've drawn 3 times, and then they've won. So finally, they've broken that dark of not winning at the World Cup. So finally, I mean, respite for Egypt, how successful they've been. I think that their fans will always take this particular win.
So Mohamed Salah will be, now they will praise him because he's...
Yeah, I've seen videos of him already dancing with the fans and getting in tune. You know, the interesting thing is that they sit top of their group. So for the first time, they have the opportunity of making it out of the group stage at the World Cup. And I mean, it's music to anyone's ears, be it an Egyptian or an African. It's very great to see.
Wow, that's really good.
Very interesting.
Who is that?
This man here, right here, he did something that transcends football. He's Curaçao's goalkeeper. He goes by the name Eloy Roy. So what he did was that when he was named man of the match, he was getting so much applause for what he did in the game against Ecuador, where he made an impressive 15 saves. Never has it happened in the World Cup before.
Wow.
15 saves in one game.
Do you think Asari makes 15 saves?
So this man dedicated his performance to the man on the shirt. So after the game, he held up a shirt which had this man's picture. So this particular guy who has died was a former teammate of his who played for the Curaçao national team. While on national duty in 2019, he passed away due to a heart attack.
Wow.
So he was not only his teammate, he was also his compatriot off the pitch. So they used to usually share hotels when they go for assignments, matches and things. But against Haiti, before that game, he passed away in the team hotel. So he remembered him after he was getting all the global acclaim for that. So this is man of the match award. 15 saves, obviously you earned the man of the match. His teammates swarmed him. They were all over him. It was very impressive and very good to see. And Bill, one thing was that over the weekend, we played the 1,000th game of the FIFA World Cup.
Wow.
It's worth noting that we played the 1,000th game. It was between Japan and Tunisia. And incidentally, Tunisia became the first African country to be knocked out of the World Cup in the 2026 World Cup in the process. So what happened was that the World Cup it's been in inception since 1930.
Yeah.
We've had 8 different winners of the World Cup. Argentina are the current defending champions, and Brazil have won the most trophies when it comes to the World Cup with 5 titles. So we are looking to see who would usurp Argentina as a dominant side this time around. This time around, the belief is growing that an African country, this might be the year of an African country, finally winning the coveted World Cup trophy. But this guy here too, he scored the fastest goal of the 2026 World Cup after just 64 seconds.
Wow.
He goes by the name Galarazo. He plays for Paraguay. And this was their game against Turkey. He scored the goal after just 64 seconds, also earning the man of the match award. And coincidentally, he did it hours after Saibari of Morocco had broken the record.
Yeah.
So when he played his match, I think he watched it, he took a cue from that, and then he decided to go all out and break it. But something happened mid-game in their game against Turkey.
Yeah.
Generally, it was a tempestuous tie, very physical game, but the watch of the referee fell. And this guy he wanted to add a bit of spice to the occasion. So he took up the watch and then placed it on his arm. A lot of people were asking on social media, is he still in it? Because they didn't see him giving it back to the referee. But it was just to add a bit of spice. The game was very physical. It had a lot of yellow cards and red cards. And also Miguel Almiron was also sent off. He's my next on the list, Miguel Almiron. So what happened? What happened to Miguel Almiron was that he fell victim of the new FIFA rule. You remember that there was a rule change that says that a player cannot cover their mouth when talking.
Yes.
So Miguel Almiron was seen covering his mouth when talking to a Turkish player. And according to the FIFA rule, once you do that, you'll be sent off. So the referee was called over to the monitors and he had to make the decision to send Miguel Almiron off. So unfortunate for Miguel Almiron. He's already fallen victim to 2 rules already. So it looks like they are testing the rules on Miguel Almiron.
Right. Thank you very much, Andrew Sefat Balfour, for Under the Radar. Miguel Almiron will learn from this, and other players will also learn from this and not cover their mouths when they are speaking to opponents. But before we do go, our trip to the United States and Canada to cover the Black Stars World Cup matches is proudly sponsored by Adanse Travels. For 13 years, Adanse Travels has helped thousands of travelers explore the world with confidence. Whether you're planning a holiday, a family vacation, or a business trip, Adanse Travels is your trusted partner, offering visa support services, flight bookings, accommodation, travel insurance, and carefully curated tour packages. This August, we're giving you the opportunity to feel the joy with exciting travel packages to the UK, Singapore, Malaysia, Bali, Thailand, Nairobi, and Dubai with Adanse Travels. To book your next travel experience, call 0595 500-817 or 0531-008-550 or visit www.adansetravels.com. Adanse Travels, feel life's beauty. And that's it for Mundial Daily for today. Remember that the Black Stars will be playing against England on Tuesday, and that will be live on TV3. But before that, of course, there would be Norway versus Senegal, which will also be live on TV3. Discussion will start at 11 p.m. and the game actually starts at 12 a.m. My name is Bill Lishen. We'll see you same time tomorrow with some more build-up to that Black Stars game against England.
92.7 3FM, your urban lifestyle radio.
Escape the ordinary. Escape the ordinary.
Mic check 1 2, checking that mic.